When the Roman legions finally breached the last defenses of the northern kingdom, they did not immediately kill its ruler. Queen Illyra had led her people for years riding at the head of her warriors, negotiating alliances and defying Rome's expanding empire. She was not defeated easily. Even in capture, she stood tall, her clothes torn by battle, her hands bound, but her eyes unbroken. Rome understood something very well. Death was mercy. Instead of execution, the queen was sentenced to something far more deliberate: humiliation, erasure, and spectacle. She was chained and raised before her own people in the village square, forced into the open air where every eye could see her suffering. Roman soldiers read aloud a list of accusations, not crimes, but victories twisted into insults: resisting Rome, inspiring rebellion, refusing submission. The crowd was silent. Fear hung heavier than the chains. This was Rome's message, not just to her people, but to every nation watching. Your leaders will not simply die. They will be broken first. Days later, Queen Illyra was marched across miles of hostile land. She was not allowed rest or dignity. Each town she passed through was another reminder of her fall. The Romans wanted memory to do their work for them, so that even after she was gone, her image would linger as a warning. In Rome itself, her fate grew worse. She was paraded through the streets during a triumphal procession. Once her name had been spoken with reverence. Now it was shouted by crowds who knew nothing of her courage, only the lies fed to them by empire. Gold and spoils followed behind her. Senators cheered. Citizens laughed. She did not. Despite everything, she never bowed her head. The Romans expected tears. They expected screams. What they received instead was silence, and silence unnerved them, because in that silence lived defiance. Eventually, when the spectacle was complete and Rome had taken all it could from her suffering, Queen Illyra was removed from the public eye. Some said she was imprisoned for the rest of her life. Others whispered she was executed in secret. History never recorded her final moment. But what Rome failed to understand was this: empires rule with fear, but legends are born from courage. Her people remembered her not as the woman in chains, but as the queen who stood against the greatest power on earth and refused to surrender her spirit. Rome conquered her body. It never conquered her name.